The Russians are investing heavily in land logistics to have an alternative to the blown-up Crimean Bridge. This makes life very difficult for them because the route through the occupied territories is more accessible to the Ukrainian Armed Forces. This was stated on air by the representative of the Ukrainian Navy, Dmitry Pletenchuk. The military man noted that the Crimean Bridge is a very important part of the Russian military logistics chain. Trucks with ammunition and personnel move along it. As Pletenchuk noted, the Russians still have a bypass route by land where they are developing a powerful infrastructure and trying to connect the Russian Federation with Crimea through the Donetsk, Kherson and Zaporizhia regions. We are talking about automobile and railway routes. Firstly, the bridge is still safer because it is guarded much better. Secondly, it is much further from the line of combat contact. That is, it is, of course, easier to hit with a standard means on land. According to him, the condition of the structure is constantly monitored, and so far there is conflicting information about it. Some Russian publics report problems with movement, but so-called officials say that it has allegedly been fully restored. As Pletenchuk explained, the explosion did not make the desired impression on some people because it did not have the usual bright picture of other similar events, for example, with a huge column of flame and very powerful sounds. But it was underwater. Water does not compress. It is not air. And if a blast wave appears underwater, it transfers all its pressure. Therefore, they will definitely investigate the results of this explosion. And considering that this support is one of those that are located directly near the Kerch Strait, the consequences can be serious, the military man is sure. He explained that after the previous attack by the defense forces, the Russians allegedly restored the railway section of the Crimean Bridge, but they cannot fully load it. The Navy representative emphasized the complexity of this operation, regardless of what was used during the explosion, since explosive devices were delivered there. According to him, there are two ways to the bridge. The first is by land, which is guarded by many different Russian structures, including border guards, the FSB, the Russian National Guard, the police and the military. The second way is underwater, which is also tightly protected by the occupiers. The Russians have been sinking some structures there for years so that nothing could get there unnoticed. There are also a bunch of observation posts, a coast guard, various sensors to reveal the underwater and surface situation. Therefore, both options seem somewhat fantastic, but nevertheless, the SBU did it. He added that even the fact that the Ukrainian Special Service made a video of the explosion, which was later made public, is admirable. Recall, Defense Forces of Ukraine have attacked the structure 3 times. On the 8th of October 2022, when an explosion caused the collapse of 2 road spans and a major fire on the railway section of the bridge, and on the 17th of July 2023, using naval drones when one of the road spans was destroyed. On June the 3rd, 2025, the SBU blew up the bridge underwater. Agents of the Special Service mined the supports of the overpass. According to official data, the underwater supports of the supports were damaged at the bottom level thanks to 1,100 kilograms of explosives in TNT equivalent.
President Donald Trump is threatening to cut Elon Musk's government contracts as their fractured alliance rapidly escalated into a public feud. According to Associated Press, hours after Trump lamented his breakup with Musk and said Thursday that he was disappointed in his former backer and advisor, and Musk responded on social media, Trump then escalated the feud by threatening to use the U.S. government to hurt Musk's bottom line. Associated Press White House reporter Zeke Miller says this could alter the future of the Trump administration. They are now firing off petty insults back and forth, threatening each other's interests, and it is hard to overstate just how significant that is, not just for the future direction of the Trump administration and the Republican Party, but also key elements of the American defense industrial sector, Miller said. Miller also said that tensions have been brewing between Trump and Musk since the beginning. He was a little bit of an Icarus. He seized the limelight and challenged Donald Trump sort of as the most visible person in the Trump administration, which is never someplace that a Trump staffer wants to be in, Miller said.
We're watching the relationship between the world's most powerful man and its wealthiest man devolve from a close alliance of convenience and policy agreement to really a petty schoolyard fight playing out on social media before the world's eyes. Just 5 or 6 days after Elon Musk was in the Oval Office being feted by President Trump as he was leading the administration after more than 100 days working, trying to cut government spending on behalf of Donald Trump, who he helped elect him to the tune of more than $250 million. They are now firing off petty insults back and forth, threatening each other's interests, and it is hard to overstate just how significant that is, not just for the future direction of the Trump administration and the Republican Party, but also key elements of the American defense industrial sector.